Hello everyone, my name is Mitz, and here we are back at Higurashi when they cry. So, as what happened last episode, we had a whole fun excursion of Reina trying to go down and treasure hunt after winding down from the whole Angel Mort deserting competition, and her sailing to her little hideout as it still is to rain, and she has a small flashback of what happened before she moved here, like the year prior, which honestly is it's a lot, and it definitely explains quite a few bits about her. She's definitely more centered on trying to make sure everything's more positive and all that, to being finding out that all the fun time she technically had with her mom was slowly being disguised as a whole cheating operation she was having against her husband, which that explains a bit why she's completely more analytical secretly, trying to discern whether someone's actually you know, telling the truth or not, honestly, to her, whether actually we can trust and all that. We've seen that demonstrated multiple times, especially with Reina really quickly falling along with how Oishi actually is wants both the two of them to I guess be the bait to confront Mion, quote unquote, in the second episode and the fifth episode technically. And yeah, she wasn't having any of it. And it feels like maybe she might be going down to more toxic positivity stuff, like at the very least trying to keep a smile on her face like always and trying to make things always happy. And honestly, the only time I think the facade kind of breaks or cracks down is when things slowly, like break down with her own friend group, like happening in the second or third episode, or just apparently whatever happened in the first one where she just absolutely just loses it. I'm just wondering exactly what broke her then, to actually consider killing Keiichi, or at least literally allowing you to just like just restrain him and have Mion inject that instant self suicidal injection into him. It's just weird. If Shion's whole continuation's anything to go on, then something must have stressed her out, or like at the very least made her, I guess, manipulatable is I guess a, a strong word to use, but it's the only thing I can think that's applicable then. Unless she actually apparently wanted Keiichi dead, which most of the time this friendship inside the first installment, that doesn't exactly seem to be the case. So, Hey, good morning, Reina. We're always just gonna go back between the four between Keiichi and Reina. Honestly, at this point, the first quarter of a chapter is gonna be his perspective, and it's gonna shift all the way over to Reina. Apparently, from the looks of it, you're late today. You're just early today, Keiichi-kun. I'm not trying to put aside the fact I'm always late, but it feels good to defeat you once in a while. Aw, I said in this morning. Yeah, you kind of you were wanting to make sure you actually got your lunch and all that ready from yesterday, because you spent too much time in the raining car, honestly, that little hideout. Which again, I'll say again, is like strength in the writing as well. That every time the story like tries to encapsulate the an atmosphere of a certain setting, or just I guess the scenario, honestly, I feel like it really nails it. Honestly, that's the one thing I always look forward through in like any kind of like storytelling medium and anything like that. If the atmosphere is good, that means any emotions coming out of it will just be really more hard hitting. Honestly. No, I slept in this morning. I couldn't sleep last night. Oh, you too? Yeah, I was too excited. But for me, I was too sad. Same here. I always still feel yesterday's uproar. It took me a long time to go to sleep. Yesterday, I had a lot of fun with my friends and went home still riding that high. I was too full to eat dinner. I kept talking to my parents about the great time I had over the past few days. I was so pumped that I couldn't go to sleep. Kind of sounds like I'm a little kid. I mean, technically, sort of you are, but like you're about to go to be 13, so technically you're still preteen, so yeah. But given that Reina seemed to be the same way, I felt better about it. No, I felt better isn't the right way of phrasing it. I should say, I'm glad to know that we shared the same feeling. Reina went treasure hunting after I left. I'm sure she found many adorable things, went home, and talked with her parents about how great the day was. Hey, Michan! Good morning! Oh, you're here early. Better watch out for the pigs falling in the sky. That's cats and dogs, and that was happening yesterday. Thank you very much, Keiichi. I know I usually make you wait for me, but do you really just say it like that? Just make sure you don't see the random animals, crush you, like, just crush you from the sky and all that. Just make sure it doesn't just kill you straight immediately flat. Keiichi was unusually early this morning. Today's full of miracles. You're one to talk yourself. It's gonna be another fun day today. Had fun the day before yesterday. Had fun yesterday. So I'm gonna have fun today for sure. I'm happy, and Mion is happy too. Of course, Ray and my other friends are equally happy. I'm not afraid to say it, and I wish these happy days would last forever. Hey, Mion, what are we playing today? Oh, you're trying to get a leg up on this whole thing for the club? You're never gonna get it. You're never gonna get it. What, for the club? I don't know yet. Don't let him know. Rena, do you have any ideas? Let's see. I think I'm slowly just noticing more of like actually a closed mouth frown on her face, actually, more often than not, actually. Like, I know there's like the new sprite for Sadako, I can think of the very beginning of gets like a closed mouth, like smile of smugness, like when leaving the Ancient Moor restaurant or anything like that from I think it was last episode, or I think it was beginning of the episode before that, actually. I can't quite remember, but there was that, just looking through and editing. Let's see, we've been playing athletic games the past few days, so I see something not athletic. Please. You're right. That's a very good point, actually. Our club is not only about athletic performance, is it? Of course it's not. Our club members had brain, skill, and brawn to boot. And apparently in some levels, luck, apparently. So why don't we play some tabletop games today? Everybody was early this morning. We could enjoy our walk to school for once. After a while, we started talking about the upcoming festival. They told me that the festival is called Wanton Nagashi and that it's the biggest event of the year in Hinamizawa. That's the first time ever hearing about that festival. I mean, yesterday, my relatives gathered at my house in Okinawa, and they started talking about you, Kei-chan. Wait, what? Me? What do the great people of the Sonozaki family talk about? Well, my uncle Yoshiro's the store manager of Ancient Mort, and he saw your performance yesterday. He really likes you now. So I started asking the others if they had heard of you, and I found out that most of them did. You're getting a reputation, Keiichi. You're getting a reputation. Don't screw it up. They say you're famous in Hinamizawa. Famous? Doesn't sound like they meant in a good way. No, you're thinking of the word infamous, honestly. That means you're famous. That means if we do one thing wrong, then everyone will dogpile you for it, honestly. It's probably just a combination of I guess you moved here, honestly, like a month ago, and like there's still the whole freshness of everyone like getting used to, I guess, your own routine combined with theirs. And I guess the antics you get up with to the club activities and all that right before the festival apparently happened, the month before. So literally everyone starts to know you, and they're probably expecting them that's going to continue on to the festival, which in the first installment's case holds very true. I think, like, technically speaking, the first half of the festival happened in the second installment, I'm assuming, as well, but the very second the dance came up, then immediately, some other green-haired lady just, decided to whisk you away to, the land of, rebelliouscy and, criminal behavior. Just from walking into a place and doing nothing else, just walking into a place. Famous? Doesn't sound like they meant in a good way. I'm probably more infamous to them because of the punishments you made me do. It's not only that. They said that you blend in well, you're full of energy, and that you're a little bit reckless. They say it's rare for a young man in this era to have all those qualities. They were very impressed with you. I felt a bit embarrassed, and other people I haven't even met were speaking well of me. I mean, what else are they talking about me? I had to know. I had to goddamn know. Wiretap the place. And so, they want you to do something at the Wanton Nagashi Festival. You like to draw people's attention, don't you? You know, actually, that makes a lot of sense now, actually. Even when he was more subdued in the first installment, I guess more people had their eyes on him. He was drawing a lot of attention to himself in the festival, honestly. Maybe this, maybe I guess the true culprit actually, did this, had the same thing. Like, just figured, their attention was drawn to him. And for some reason, that got him to the thinking, I see. This kid needs to die for some reason. Hey, don't assume things and don't decide anything without me. Don't you know I'm a quiet, lonely guy who loves to be alone? Make that tradition then if you want to have the reputation then. No. Lonely guy. You mean lone boy, don't you? Don't fall into the trap, Keiichi. Aw, Keiichi couldn't being a lone boy. Wait, are you actually saying like Keiichi's gonna take a loan out, or he's gonna be the one to walk at everyone's door like a creepy salesman, just go do you have the goddamn money for our loan shark business? If you don't, then we're gonna get down to brass tacks, then I'll punch your goddamn lights out. You're having trouble with money, we can help you. Whoa there! Stop talking about nasty things. Ladies don't talk about things like that. I mean, what can they talk about then, honestly? We really were still feeling the after effects yesterday. Me and I made a lot of noise teasing each other on the way to school. Rena watched us and laughed happily. Sadako and Rika-chan were already there when we arrived at school. They were also full of energy. See, they're even earlier than you guys were. You see that? You see this? You can never be as early as those. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun were there too. From that, I can tell that they also had a good time yesterday. And for some reason, Kamita was there now too. God. Everybody has been having a good time, really. In Hinamizawa, everybody is happy. There's like a very happiness aura all surrounding it. And someone just comes up and removes that little light bulb for it at a certain point. It hasn't been a year since I moved here, but... What is it? Well, I'm just glad that I moved here. Aw. What's wrong, Kei-chan? You're being sentimental now. I understand. I understand exactly how you feel. You feel like everything is perfect. That you become happy since you moved to Hinamizawa. I think this village has some kind of power to make people feel that way. Are you happy, Reina? Yes. I'm happy every day here in Hinamizawa. Yeah, me too. Hey! Don't leave this old man out in the cold. Let me in on the conversation too. It's the middle of summer, so you have to go to the freezer, and freeze your goddamn ass off if you want to get part of this. The sky was clear, and a few thin clouds were pure white. The cry of the cicadas was telling me the summer would be coming earlier than usual. Walter Nagashi just around the corner. I'm sure we'll have a great time at the festival too. There'll be more and more fun days to come. I'm sure of it. Summer is just around the corner. Yeah, that's kind of nice though. I also gotta say, since a lot of like metaphors and I guess the sound effects and imagery for this game all surrounds like cicadas and like the chirping their sounds. I just gotta remember this now that every time it turns night around where I live right now, mostly from my town's version of cicadas apparently, and where like my house is, apparently it's my version of cicadas frogs. I just hear the cricks and the ribbits and the croaks literally almost every single goddamn night. Oh, we're back on Reina's point of view now. The last class of the day was finally over, meaning that it was time for club activities. I was sure it would be fun. I couldn't wait. But then Mii-chan received a call and told us something had come up and she had to go. She didn't have a club meeting today. Well, look, that means she didn't have an idea, so that means it didn't happen by the end. You see, this is why she has to have an idea before something has to happen. It's not the fact that she was called away, it's because she had no idea what to do, and then Deus Ex Machina comes around, and her relatives told her to come, so they didn't think anything, let's fly. It makes sense. It makes sense. I was really looking forward to it. There was nothing I could do, but I could at least chat with Keiichi-kun on the way home. It would be fun. Keiichi-kun sometimes says mean things, but he's very funny. When I chat with him, my depression goes away. No. Wait, what did I just say? Yeah. Am I depressed? I have so much fun every day, and I'm as happy as I can be. What did I have to be depressed about? Well, I guess it was obvious. Because Rena saw my father is happy now. Yeah, we're gonna, learn about that. Oh, boy. Something tells me that oh, boy, she's gonna be literally the same way as, your mom actually thinking about it. Especially for that business card, just in the sound of it. That just seems, yeah, why would just, have put a hobbies list down on, your own business card if, unless that's the business you're in, or, you only give it out to certain people, apparently. Which of the fact you have that on ready, it's kind of suspicious. Because Arena-san, my father is happy now. Before he met her, he was like a lamp in broad daylight. Honestly, he was like the living dead. After he met Rena-san, he started to smile like he used to when he was living with my mother. He enjoyed talking with her and started going out with her. You could probably say they went on dates. Now he looks 20 years younger. Rina-san gets along with my father very well, and she's very kind to me too. Yeah, especially I was told like the perfume that she probably is wearing like reminds her a lot of her mom, so there's probably that too. Yeah. I mean like that's something because my sense of smell honestly is very low. Not the point of just being non-existent, but something has to be very strong for me to actually notice it. Just as like smell or scent honestly. So I don't always get that kind of feeling where people just like they just have like this weird smell in the air and all that. I sometimes just most of the time just don't really get it. There's actually no reason for me to hate her, but the bitter memories of my parents' divorce and my many regrets were gradually eating away at my heart. Was it okay to accept that woman? Rina-san might be the same as how Uncle Akihito turned out to be. Is she the enemy who takes my happiness away with her very existence? With or without bad intentions? Am I gonna sit around till everything collapses again? Should I fight the enemy before it's too late? That means you gotta gather intel and find out any dirt and blackmail them if it needs comes to it. Rina-san comes to my house a little too, obviously. When my father started letting her stay the night, many of her belongings have turned up in the house. God damn, her toothbrush is right there in the sink, right next to mine, god damn it. My father and I don't smoke, but there's an ash in the living room now. The futon in our guest room is hers now. The bathroom, there's I fucking called it! I knew it! And shampoo I never chose to buy. I started to feel awkward about those things. And that's when I started noticing at the front door when I came up from school. Her perfume. Oh, I'm assuming that I'm a CG of all the shoes down there. Actually, is meant to be like used for, I guess, when she like comes. And yeah. Oh god, she leaves a perfume bottle somewhere in the restroom now. God damn it. I asked my father once if he was thinking about getting married to Rina-san. He looked a little embarrassed, perplexed, and confused. He told me, not yet. I mean, if you only like, it's only been a year, probably. Yeah, honestly. I think if you only like get like married that quickly, you either had to like somehow manage to understand each other very quickly or very well in just that time, or you're pressured to do in some way, which that's not really ideal. So he knew I was hurt by the divorce. That's probably why he couldn't admit that he wanted to remarry. Well, I mean, if he wants to remarry, then that's fine, but like, don't know if like That's why he said not yet. Okay, he's completely confident that she's okay then? Or, He'd consider it, but not while I was still living with him. Well, you're gonna be living there for a while, though, then. Unless you're planning to, like, move away to, like, a boarding school or something like that, like, by the end of, whatever grade you were in. Like, I can't even remember the whole, like, the system for, Japanese schools. The same thing with, like, elementary, middle school, and, like, high school, but, like, in Hinamizawa, it's, like, it's all clumbered together, so I can't even begin to classify it, since even Keiichi, who like lived in the city and like had like all that knowledge about him, living in like that kind of like school system, it's probably all out the window for him honestly now. So it just feels like you're just gonna be living there with him for a while. So he's gonna be dating her for a while then apparently, over 10 years. That's what he meant, I guess. There's only one reason why I don't want him to get remarried to Rina-san. I feel offended that my sanctum, my family's being invaded. It kind of feels like it kind of reminds me of like some kids like don't like I guess aren't bonded to I guess their step parents, one of their step parents apparently, just because they don't have the same bond with their actual biological parents when they get divorced. There's that, which I guess makes sense. Yeah. I might be being selfish, though. I know keeping my father all to myself means keeping him miserable like he was before he met Rina-san. He has a life to live, too. It's his right to heal from the pain from the divorce and to live, to find his new love. He wouldn't have to go through the painful life if I prevented the divorce from happening in the first place. He has a right to a happy new life that lets him forget the pain he never deserved. and I don't have any right to stop him. In fact, I have an obligation to try to return his happiness to him. I have to pay for my sin, my ability to prevent his divorce. Okay, so that's a passing thing, but you're going straight hard into it, like the same way Keiichi did, obviously. Something bad happened in the past, and you feel you were responsible for it. Like, it makes sense why you feel like you could have, like, should have noticed it before, but, like, just the sound of it, like, you were really young for it, honestly, so, yeah. It's not exactly your fault for all that, honestly. That's even the first time, I guess, hearing or kind of experiencing the fact about cheating, or like your mom actually was like really trustworthy. The fact to you the time that it never even crossed your mind at the time. So yeah, honestly. Then what should I do to make both of us happy? It wouldn't be that difficult. All I need to do would be to give my silent approval of the relationship. My father tells me he won't get remarried while we live together. It means I should stop being my family, be strong, and live my own as soon as I can. Again, he's gonna be dating for a while then, apparently. Although, that doesn't mean I can tell him not to go out with her until that day. Rina-san comes to her house to see him despite her busy schedule, and she even stays the night whenever her ship's permit. They're adults. I had no right to say anything against that. That's why I chose to give my silent approval to the relationship, and try to see her as little as I could. Okay. I get along with Rina-san on the surface. I know my father would have had a hard time keeping faith we didn't. But it's a very exhausting and painful thing to get along with a person I don't really like. Oh. So whenever Rina-san comes over, I spend as much time as possible outside, then head home late. Michan's club activities are the most convenient things to do to kill time. But there are some days we don't have a club meeting. On those days, I while away my time in the garbage dump, hunting for treasure alone. And that's how I started to make my secret hideout. My father can do whatever he wants with Rina-san at home. I don't have to see them together. I can spend my time peacefully in my hideout. I sometimes feel depressed by my life. Sometimes I want to talk to somebody about it, but nothing will change if I talk to somebody. Yeah, I was getting reminded of what happened in the third installment of oh boy. With everything that happened with Sadako there, oh boy, nothing will change apparently. I guess there is that sentiment. They can I guess bond over a tiny bit. Oh boy. This is all I can really do. The most important thing for me should be to overcome the sadness of losing my family as fast as I could, and to regain my own happiness. I have so much fun every day. I'm happy every day. Even the way home, Keiichi-kun was talking about funny things that made me laugh. My feeling gloomy in spite of that was kind of rude. No, it's not. My father should be happy. I should be happy. I just feel sad because I still can't separate from my father. Compared to the unexpectedness of the divorce, Rina-san's invasion is a very slow process. I think Rina-san understands how I feel. She treats me very kindly, but she doesn't do more than that. I think she understands that I feel uncomfortable if she did. I respect Rika-chan, because she's strong even without her parents. Compared to the pain of losing both her parents unexpectedly, my problem is like nothing. Yeah, okay, there's that whole comparison. If they can get through and all like that, then if they have it worse, then what right do I have to do the same thing? But it's like honestly the whole thing of like what was it? There's definitely gonna be a few times in your life where you felt like you feel absolutely like miserable, and all of a sudden like whether it's because like you internally believe or like hear about it, or literally some family member just hears your cries and just like so like don't be that sad because guess what? There's someone across the world right now who has it worse than you, so man the fuck up, or like get over it, which is stupid. Because sure, someone else can have it better than you, but for the time being, this is the worst feeling you felt personally. So literally, don't focus on that. Like, just try to figure out some method to actually either get over the feeling or just somehow get an outlet for it. But yeah, for this kind of certain situation, I don't know what the first thing would be, honestly, to do here, besides, I guess, talk to your dad about it, but from the sound of it, you don't want to disrupt that either, so... Like, it's nothing, like, pressing or tension-wise from the sound of it, just mostly just, you just really just can't talk about it, honestly, it feels like. Just really, like, let it all in, which, yeah, that's never a good feeling. That's never a good feeling. So I can start letting more things out, at least around me, then yeah, I felt generally more better. Instead of, the years of just, being listless and all that. Yeah. Compared to the pain of losing both her parents unexpectedly, my problem is like nothing. I expect Sadako-chan's toughness too. She also lost her parents and was forced to live a painful life under her uncle and aunt. Heard the cruel treatment she had to go through. My relationship with Rina-san's a blessed one. I keep feeling anxious, but that's just because I'm still immature. And because I feel like I'm not ready to separate from my father. I have to be strong like Rika-chan and Sadako-chan. I have to try my best to be happy. I'm gonna live with all my might, in order to regain the peace of mind that I lost that day. My assumption that I'm not happy is just a mistake. Okay, yeah, this is going to toxic positivity then. I should appreciate the wonderful days I spend with my wonderful friends. Just by realizing that I'm happy, the world shines so brightly. Listen, listen! It was just so cute, so I screamed, "I'm taking it home with me!" I bet you did. I'm an expert at making the most out of every day. I am, aren't I? I feel very fortunate to have a wonderful life and wonderful friends. How could I be unhappy? You're right. Hinamizawa, nobody becomes unhappy. You're slowly, like, making the whole town to be a whole symbol for complete happiness. If you're unhappy, then you don't belong. Oh, God. That's how you're equating it to all of it. Oh, good gosh. Everybody stays happy. Hinamizawa's free from misfortunes. Even if the issue of someone's curse didn't happen, I guess I'll be right there, bucko. He just stopped right there, but he just kept going. I'm jealous of you, Reina. I wish I could be an idiotic... Oh my good god! I wish I could be an idiotic optimist like you. Good god. Aww. Sounds like you're insulting me. If that's what I need to make every day wonderful, I wouldn't mind. Would I? I don't have any worries. I feel like I do, but that's just because I'm immature and still want my father's attention. Come on. Say the magical words. He'll cheer you up. Hmm? Doesn't make sense to say now, but I was gonna say anyway, because this is my magical phrase that always cheers me up. Aw, Hoochie! I'm taking it home with me! What's wrong with you? It's so like you, but still. That's right. This is me. Reina. I'm not Reina. Reina still wants her parents' attention. Reina's still a goofy and carefree girl. She knows that every day is full of happiness, and she has a kind heart to appreciate it too. I should forget about the icky things. I should live a wonderful life free of anything icky. Icky starts with an I, and technically I means for you, apparently. And that's why I got rid of the I in Reina. Okay, that's actually an intriguing way to look at it. I'm Reina. I'm gonna recapture the happiness I lost when I left Hinamizawa. I will overcome any pain and hardship. I can be happy, because I got rid of icky things. I'm sure there are only incredible things waiting for me. Oh. Incredible starts with I, too. God, it is an insistent. Oh boy. I was almost home, and when my house appeared, I noticed something different there. There was a truck parked in front of my house. There's nothing in the back of it, but I can tell it brought something here, because I saw some cardboard boxes, blankets, and ropes in the ground. Oh, she is moving in now. From the front of the house, I heard the voice of two young men saying, "Well, we'll be going now." They passed me by as I walked towards the front door. They're wearing some kind of work uniforms. It looks like delivery people. My father was at the closed door when he noticed me. "Hey, I'm home. What's going on?" "Oh, Reina. I have a surprise for you." My father looked at me in a good mood. I don't know why he was, but whenever he smiled like that, I just wanted to smile back at him. His eyes used to look like those of a dead fish, no matter how hard I tried to smile at him. But these days, he could just put a big smile just to surprise me. He has been literally coming back to life since a year ago when we moved back to Hinamizawa. No, since he started dating Rina-san. When I see him smile like this, I'm happy. At the same time, I feel confused, because I don't know whether I should thank Rina-san or not. Look, doesn't it look great? He took me to the living room. He was probably expecting me to go all ooh and ah. So whether there was something in the living room or not, I was ready to go ooh and ah for him. Wow, what is this? What did you do? I tried to sound excited and surprised. He stayed behind me, probably smiling satisfaction at hearing my excited voice. I, on the other hand, was desperately trying to understand what was going on. For one, I thought I was in someone else's house. Yeah, she's completely moving in now. You see, the living room had been completely redecorated. The furniture we had was all basically from the former house in Ibaraki. My parents bought most of the furniture when they got married, so it was all old and a little dirty. Some of them still had crayon scribbles I drew when I was very little, but all of that was gone. Everything in the living room had turned a pastel color, looking very sophisticated like the rooms you'd see in soap operas. The new carpet looked very tropical. The new curtains matched the carpet. The new sofa looked very expensive. The living room, in general, looked like a resort hotel. The channel switcher of our old TV was broken. We had to use pliers to change channels, but that was gone too, replaced by a new one with a big screen. The room's lights had been also replaced by nicer-looking ones. The living room looked like a totally different world under the new fluorescent lights. This looks great, Dad. What made you do this? I did it to get a fresh start. It's been a year since we moved here. Thought it was time for me to reboot and finally start a new life. Oh. Okay, so she's not moving in, but do you actually have the money to really redecorate all of this then? Okay. I suggested redecorating the house once in order to cheer him up because he was still in pain to the divorce. But he wasn't interested at the time. He didn't want to get rid of the old furniture he chose my mother because he still couldn't get over her even though she cruelly broke up with him. I wanted to suggest it again when the time was right. Never thought he'd do it on his own initiative. Well, that was a good idea. This beautiful living room makes me feel refreshed. I love it. I knew you would. Brandon, you always wanted to have a rocking chair, didn't you? I haven't set up yet, but look. I got up for you. Aww. Dad, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is mine, right? Right? Hey, this is for anybody. Everybody, just not for you, not just for you, Reina. I understand, but I'm not going to get off the chair once I sit on it. My father explained the details of his redecoration proudly. He told me that he only did the living room this time, but he's gonna redecorate all the rooms. Including yours? He sure become more active. There were some parts of the redecoration I didn't like, but I still thought it was great because it made him happy. Like, the rocking chair has to be in this corner, not that corner. Then you don't have a good, clear view of the windows, the TV, honestly. I found this old furniture outside in the yard. Are you gonna throw them away? Yeah, I think we should. No, burn them. The delivery company is coming later to pick them up. Getting rid of the old furniture means putting an end to my mother. I hate the furniture because it smells like a mother, and I try to break everything once. I understand why my father wants to take this opportunity to get rid of them, especially from if you did try breaking them once. He takes this the point of him literally throwing away now. But for some reason, this new living room makes me feel like I no longer belonged there. Maybe because you weren't the one to help pick it out then, I guess? Oh, yeah, I figured. My father didn't choose the new furniture. Rina-san probably did. Like, you can really tell from the living room, this is not my father's taste. It's not. No. Most likely, my father and Rina-san decided to redecorate the living room and went to a furniture store to buy everything. I try to think positively. The reason why my father didn't tell me about the redecoration was because he wanted to surprise me. No, my father never really considers things that deeply. So I suppose he didn't tell me because he just didn't think he needed to tell me. I'm sure he didn't redecorate the living room to make me feel like I was no longer welcome. I mean, don't be negative, Reina. My father didn't have any bad intentions. He doesn't want to get rid of me. He doesn't think I'm the reason he can't get remarried. And yet, why did I feel sad, looking at the old furniture in the yard? Why did I feel like I didn't belong? I realized the reason right away. That reason was me. To him, one have a fresh start by getting rid of the things that reminded my mother might be an occasion of his unconscious desire to get rid of her daughter. My father doesn't really consider things deeply, so he might not be thinking that I'm the reason you can't get remarried. No, like, it feels like, oh, it feels like you're overthinking things, honestly, to me. Like, yeah, like, you over, like, analyze a lot of things, so I guess sometimes that whole, like, I guess that strength of yours can also become a weakness, honestly, in certain circumstances, honestly, like that. Oh boy. Like the whole thing of like someone's like whole thing could be like being patient, but when the time calls for it, it just seems like they're just biding their time, honestly, instead of actually taking action. There's like a whole lot of different personality traits like that, which can turn to weaknesses in the certain circumstances. Hmm. My father doesn't really consider things deeply, so he might not be thinking that I'm the reason he can't get remarried. But he understands that he can't get remarried while we live together. By staying with him, I'm torturing my father. It's my fault that he had to get a divorce. That's why to support him, to help recapture his happiness. I can just keep it all to myself. I just start thinking about living my own. I don't need to go to university. I should think about getting a job. But who would hire an uneducated girl like me? Even if somebody did hire me, I wouldn't be able to earn enough money to live my own. Maybe I should think about working in a hostess club, like Rina-san does. A hostess club? Oh boy. People only choose the jobs they can. A girl like me doesn't have a lot of choices. None of the companies would hire me or pay the amount of money that I need to live my own. But, to think of it, where is the place where I belong? Whenever I end up feeling like this, I miss my secret hideout in the trash piles. I like get on our blanket and feel the warmth on a cold night. The hideout gets hot and humid during the day and very cold at night. It's not a very comfortable place to spend time in. But it might be the place where I can relax the most, more than I can at my own house. No, I shouldn't think like this. I should think that my house has been invaded by Rina-san. I should thank her for making my father happy. Rina-san isn't trying to kick me out of the house. She's trying to get along with me. But I'm not opening my heart to her. I'm the bad one. I'm the bad one. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Satoshi-kun and his aunt didn't get along at all, and she abused him for a long time. Compared to him, my situation's a lot easier. Sadako-chan and Riku-chan lost their parents, and they live together now. They've been through very hard times. On the other hand, I still have my father. I should feel blessed. I shouldn't think I'm unhappy just because of these things. I am happy. I am blessed. The trouble with me is that I still can't admit that I'm happy. My father kept talking proudly about the redecoration. I nodded at him with a big smile and let him keep at it. Oh, I almost forgot. Reina, can I ask you a favor? Sure. What is it? I ordered 2 jackets from the clothing store. It seems like they came in today. I had to help the delivery company pick up the furniture, so can you go get the jackets for me? Sure. Which store is it? I wonder what kind of jackets you got. Oh, I can't wait to see them. No matter what they look like, I'm sure Rina-san picked them out for him. Although I don't mind going. I'd rather go to the store than listen to his stories about the redecoration of our living room. It just feels like you're, like, putting a lot of assumptions on what happened there, too. I guess, all of that. I mean, you've been keeping your distance from her, so honestly, you're just putting a lot of attention into it was probably her choice and her decision, honestly, and, like, putting all of it onto her. Which might go to the very end where she technically is kind of maybe, like, well, obviously we don't know too much about her, like, she has her own flaws and anything like that. I mean, like, there was the whole thing of breaking to the ancient more and not even guiding, realizing desserts and all of that. So there's obviously some kind of flaws there. So it's gonna be expanded upon later if we see her more. But for the time being, this doesn't seem like you actually recognize that fact too much. So ooh, actually probably even worse than probably like make Reina feel worse. Honestly, if her dad actually chose all those out honestly on his own. Honestly. And if Reno, like, no, not Reno, like, Reno was there, honestly, to, pick everything out, then, yeah, I was, like, probably even kind of feel even, like, worse, honestly, just, it was all his idea, and I'm, shouldn't, like, Reno just putting all of them, it was Rena's idea and all that, honestly, onto it. Just not realizing her dad's changing even more fast than she's or even herself realizing. Oh boy. I got the receipt, asked him where the store is, changed my clothes, and left the house. I started pedaling my bicycle, and looked at the old furniture in the yard from the last time. They used to be the object of my hatred, but for some reason, they now make me feel sentimental. Is it because I still feel regret the loss of my mother, even though I hate her? I couldn't let poisonous emotions take over my heart. Yeah. I understood that in my mind, but I just couldn't get rid of that feeling. The old furniture wasn't the only stuff that was kicked out of the house. There was also a lot of junk they brought home from the landfill. My father was probably going to throw that away too. I mean, he doesn't like the junk I collect. He'd probably let the delivery company take it all together, the old furniture. Just like an animal that rubs its scent on its home in order to feel secure. I collected all the junk in order to make sure that I could stay here. No, that's not it. I wanted to bring them to my house because they were abandoned by their former owners, and they needed a place to live. Well, you don't know if your dad's gonna do that unless he's like made it clear that he doesn't really like it to you. The sound of it just seems like you're making so many assumptions, honestly. Which I'm actually thinking about. I can't really say that much better at the time. When growing up a tiny bit in some cases. So well, actually, there was some indications, honestly, so like that. So well, that's half and half, honestly. Both of them, if like there's small indications, honestly, if yeah, I don't like this thing that you like, or this is really important to you, or like doesn't even realize that this thing that's really important to you, and like someone just like makes a passing comment saying like, yeah, it kind of looks weird, it's kind of stupid, it's kind of gross, before you even say anything, or they kind of just make it clear their own opinion that they don't like it when it means the absolute world to you, or you really care about this one thing, or like want to know about their opinion before you made it known why you're asking them like these roundabout questions or something like that. It feels like it's going to that. It feels like that's what Rain is like. I guess doing in some subtle way. Honestly, it's just what it feels like. Anything like that. I guess headcanon. I guess it's not stated outright. The store my father ordered the jackets from is a fancy boutique. It's hard to believe my father would shop at a store like this on his own. I could tell right away that Rina-san took him here. I handed over his receipt to the cashier. A short time later, the store manager came out wearing a perplexed look. Ryugu-sama, I'm sorry, but it seems like the truck carrying your jackets is stuck in traffic. It should be here soon, though. He said the driver called a while ago, told him he just got off the highway and would be here in about an hour. I didn't need all the details, but he explained them to me anyway. I asked him if I should come back tomorrow. He said I should wait because the truck would be coming shortly, and he urged me to take a seat in their sofa. But I didn't really feel comfortable waiting there, so I told him I'd be back soon at the store. That's what honestly I would do. Go window shopping, honestly, and just go to random places, honestly. I wonder if there are any fast food restaurants nearby. Might have to go all the way back to the station. I looked around and found a coffee house. The glass in the door was black, so I couldn't see inside. Oh, okay then. But there was a poster saying the price for a cup of tea is lower than normal for women on weekdays. I'd just be going to get a cup of tea to kill some time. It should be okay. But still, I hesitated to go inside before I opened the door. Her first impression of the coffee house was the smell of cigarettes. It's normal for coffee houses to be filled with cigarette smoke. It's like a requirement. But Reina still regretted her decision. While she was thinking about leaving, the proprietor spoke to her brusquely and showed her to a table. Reina gave up on the idea of leaving and sat down. The atmosphere in the shop was far from a clean, normal coffee house where you would go to simply enjoy coffee and cigarettes. It was more like a place where vulgar people would hang around. Reina didn't feel comfortable at all. What bothered her most was the laughter of a man and woman sitting together in the very back of the shop. Is it her? Her table was behind a planter. Depending on how one looked at it, One could say she was in the spot most protected from her laughter. But Reina looked as though she wanted to leave as soon as she finished her tea. Oh boy, something similar to, oh god, around here, oh god. The bell hanging from the entrance door rang, letting her know a customer just came in. It was surprising for her that a coffee shop like this could draw in so many customers. It's either a great hangout spot where it looks completely dilapidated and it has the best tea all around the coffee place, or this is literally just a place where hey, slants fist on table. You got the good stuff? God. Reina peeked out at the newcomers from behind the planter. There are two of them. They look like vulgar men. The kind of people you didn't want to get involved with the instant you saw them. I have a sneak... Oh my god, I have a sneak... Oh my god, oh wait. I had this weird inkling back in my mind. Is this gonna be a story which I don't know if it's gonna be like, I guess the same thing how Miyakashi went. It's gonna be going to another chapter. Or maybe this is literally just going to explain something around one of the installments, and it's its own complete scenario entirely. Is this going to the third installment? Oh god, wait. Is that woman the mistress? The proprietor tried to show them to a table. They ignored him and walked towards the back. They walked up to the couple who had been laughing loudly and greeted them with a bow. There you go! Hey, you finally made it. Sit down. The couple stopped laughing. The man told the newcomers to sit down in a threatening tone of voice. Sit down, you filthy animals, right now. Okay, then. Well, that kind of shows all this now. Oh, boy. Oh boy, is this literally gonna be the introduction to him? Oh boy, is this literally going to be like how the third installment actually went through? Okay, all right then. As instructed, the two of them took a seat. So, what happened? We're very sorry. We tried to. Cut it, dipshit. Just hand it over. The two of them looked at each other before they each took an envelope out of their pockets and put it on the table. This one's for money, this one's for Monopoly money, and this third one is we don't talk about that. The man roughly grabbed the two envelopes and tore one of them open. Inside there were many wrinkled 10,000 yen bills bound to a bundle with a rubber band. He gave me the other one to make sure it also had cash in it and threw it to the woman. Got him. Fucking knew it. He don't order me around. This is originally my money, you know. Shut up. Just count them. The man yelled at the woman. She licked her thumb, looking annoyed, and started counting the cash expertly. The two newcomers hung their heads while she counted. Lighting a cigarette, the man waited for her to finish counting. Good. It's all here. The one said that after flicking through the last bill. The newcomers looked relieved. You were just 1 penny yen short. Now we gotta kill you for it. The man, however, didn't look satisfied as he stared at the bundle of bills the woman was holding. Rasuko, how much is there? What? I told you it's all here. I'm asking you, how much is that? I told you all the money I lent them. Oh, you have different names. You have different names. Oh my god. No, idiot. I'm asking you if they paid you the interest. The man and Ritsuko yelled at each other. Even though they were making all that noise, the other customers acted like they didn't hear anything. It's another average Tuesday. Hey boys, there's only 2 mil in here. What's going on? The two of them were trying to find some excuses to make. It's like this behavior touched the man's nerves. He started looking furious. The fuck is this? I asked you what's going on. You better start talking. His angry voice echoed through the shop. He hit the table hard and dropped a glass on the floor. The noise thickened the tension in the atmosphere. Reina wants to leave now. We're very sorry. Being sorry doesn't give her the interest, does it? Oh, that's where you're going with. Okay. I don't mind calling the police to solve our problem, you know. Please don't. The two newcomers must have been in an extremely vulnerable position. They bowed so deep that their foreheads almost touched the table. I called y'all here because I know you wouldn't want me to involve the police. But then you act like you don't fucking care. Hmm? We're sorry. We're very, truly sorry. Well, you could pity them. The newcomers looked as vulgar as the man threatening them, making it hard to decide whether you should feel sorry for them or not. We don't look at people's appearances and all that for that. After a while, Ritsuko opened her mouth as if to offer them help. My good god. It almost feels weird just, like, seeing them side by side like this. Like, she looks nothing like... What is the whole thing of, like, what is... Hold on, what was the... I'm losing my train of thought. How string my words together, like... Doesn't feel like she matches up, I guess, like, visually, or even, like, all that, with Teppei, even, like, all that. But I guess she's, I'm gonna put in elegant terms, I guess. Maybe a gold digger from the sound of it. Tekken, don't be so mean to them. I'm sorry, my guy gets mad easily when money's involved. You don't have to add the money part. I'm getting ticked because they're bitching at you. Jeez, saying those stupid things won't get you anything. Mm-hmm. The man pulled Ritsuko roughly into his arms, and frantically kissed her lips without caring about the other customers. Their kiss wasn't like the lovely ones that normal couples would share. It looked obscene instead, with a cigarette in his mouth. Yay. He let her lips go to take a breath, kissed him again, and repeated that for a while. Okay. After a while, he finally got bored of kissing and let her go. He gets really mad when he comes to me, too. He's impossible. Oh. So what? This almost like a part of my body. Okay. Putting dirt on her means putting dirt on me. Or tries to do that as in for a bloodbath. If you're as hurt as a red on, no one's gonna see the exact blood. Finger guns. You remember the guy with the comb over? I forgot what you did to that guy till you took him outside. I remember him. He challenged me when to take it outside. He said he did karate, so I got a little excited to see what he had, and I punched him in the stomach. But then he just keeled over on the ground. I was disappointed, so I took off his pants and underwear and made him clean the public toilets with them. Alright then. See, I'm helping society. I deserve a reward for that one. Can't believe you made him do that. You're so gross sometimes. They started laughing loudly like they were doing earlier. Their laughter obviously intimidated their companions. Listen, you two. Tekken is actually in a very good mood today. That's his good mood, apparently. Usually he'd start yelling, "This isn't enough money," and he'd be thrown into the Uji River naked by now. Okay. We truly apologize for the inconvenience. Well, you forgot about the interest, but you did pull together the rest of the money in time. I'm impressed. To be nice and take that into consideration, you know? Oh, you're a guided loan shark, okay. Anyway, his interest rate is a little high. That's only 5 if you pay today. If you wait even longer, it will be doubled. If it's doubled, I don't think you will pay it no matter what you do. Wait, like, it's 5, like... It's only 5 yen, or... And if that's doubled from, the payment? Like, it's 10? What? So I'm gonna make you a deal. Tekken, would you give us a minute? Sure, I guess it's okay. Okay, bye, sir. Bye, yeah. The man left the table with a grin and headed for the bathroom. I was actually thinking he was gonna go in there. Not wait by the door, honestly. Go into the bathroom to, freshen up. He was far too amenable to that request, as they planned for him to leave the table that moment. Ritsuko made sure he was in the bathroom. He took some papers out of her bag and spread them on the table. You're young. You don't want to ruin your life because of an outlaw like him, do you? So, I recommend you pay all the interest today. If you do, you can cut your ties with him. We understand that, but we can't get 500,000 yen just like that. Just the 5, just the 5, just the 5, just the 5, yickety 5. I understand, but you tried really hard to collect the 2 million yen. I understand there's no one who can help you out with another 500,000. Okay. They must have done their very best to collect even the money they brought today. Man, if only I had brought him a certain disc to make a virus and sell it off for the black market. If only one of them was a programmer. So it must be impossible for them to collect even a dime from anybody now. They hung their heads and told her that. Well, however... Take a look. I made this for you. The guys lifted the paper from the table and muttered in their breaths. You don't need collateral or joint guarantor for this, so the interest rate is a bit high. With this, you can take out a loan of 500,000 yen right away. Oh, yeah, okay. Even this interest rate is a lot better than Tekken's. What do you think? It would be easier for anyone to guess what Ritsuko was trying to force them to do. Yeah. You show them this with your signature on it, I'm sure he'll let you off. It's your choice, though. If you need a pen, you can use mine. Here. They read the small print in the documents and were stunned by the outrageous interest rate. Ritsuko didn't force him to do anything, actually, though. Just looked out the window and smoked a cigarette. Just... wheeze. Wheeze sign. After a while, the man returned from the bathroom. Did they sign it yet, you fucks? Hey, did you come to agreement? They looked at him, steeled themselves, and took the pen. They're going to borrow money to pay your interest. It's only 500,000 yen, so they can pay their debts soon if they work really hard. That's great. I'm impressed. Men get tougher when they have something burdening them. They must have planned this from the very beginning. The man and Ritsuko got what they wanted and grinned at each other. There were many things to fill in the documents, taking him a long time. The man and Ritsuko, already knowing that, started talking amongst themselves. So, Ritsuko's your husband and Hinamizawa doing? What? He's not my husband. What's going on with him, though? Heard he has a lot of money. Oh. How much do you think you can squeeze out of him? Well, you'd be surprised. I heard his ex-wife gave him a settlement when they divorced, right? Oh. I was actually wondering if he actually had all that money from his new job or anything like that, but oh, the settlement actually money came in. Oh, I was actually wondering if that was actually it was actually Reina's dad, actually, or that was actually Reina's. That's why I was holding my judgment a tiny bit back. Oh. Ooh. Okay, good God. But I just found out that she gave him a lot. How much is a lot? He has about 15 million yen in the bank. He's a big spender. Wow. That's real big. So, how much do you think you can squeeze out of him? He has a big crush on me. He buys me anything I want. Anything. He's not cheap like you. Might get serious about him, actually. I don't think so. Your body won't be satisfied with anyone but me. Stop it, not here. So what's the plan? I'm thinking about telling him I need some money to get rid of my ex-boyfriend. How much are you gonna ask him for? You're a scary woman. Let me know if you need an actor for your play. I'll be your scary ex-boyfriend. Excuse me, we finished. Thank you very kindly, sir. Just take all the documents quickly. Great. Now let's bring it over to the loan company. Just go take care of the check, would ya? The man pat them on the shoulders and then walked to the door. Hey, Reina, maybe you should maybe somehow find a way to hightail it out there before Ritsuko starts moving her way towards the door, honestly. And honestly, just look at this place. I don't know if the place honestly just looks, it looks presentable enough. So is this really just like a place for like hoodlums and all that to spend time with? Because actually this looks really nice. What's the hourglass there to the right for? Then the person was just about to enter. Nearly ran into each other. The man probably wouldn't make way for the person, considering his personality. But when he noticed who that person was, he stepped aside. Oh, hi. Hi again. Okay, wait. Oh my good gosh. What's happening, actually? Wait. There was, like, and there's someone talking about him, oh, I forget what the kind of money was called, or, like, some fee or something like that. Oh, I can't remember. Like, some money was stolen. And apparently, it was, like, the police thought it was all because of, somewhere around looking with their group, or, like, with them, the mistress and anything like that. Oh, I can't remember. Oh my God, actually. Was it, like, Rena's name actually used then? Or was that, I guess, her, code name? Or I guess maybe this actually is her real name, honestly. And, like, how much she's using a different name just for anyone she, like, tries to, get close to. The person looked as vulgar as all the other men. He's not that way. Look, he's a dignified vulgarity, if that makes any sense. He's dignified, okay? He's wearing a black suit with sunglasses on. I mean, look at that classy tie. Look at the tie. Look at the tie. Look at the tie. It's fashionable. It's good. It wasn't that big, but his stern look was very intimidating. It was clear at a glance that he was a gangster, and a professional one at that. The man who was behaving badly earlier looked a little nervous in front of him. As Ritsuko finished paying the check, she noticed the man in the suit. "Oh, General Manager. Good morning, sir." The man in the suit said nothing. He just raised his chin as if saying, "Fuck off." Ritsuko and the others bowed to him and left the shop in a hurry. The proprietor noticed the man in the suit and also greeted him with a bow. Was Rika here this entire, no, Reina was actually here this entire time, just, completely bypassed, Ritsuko's notice. Oh, wow, can blend into the background, honestly, apparently. Who could he have been? He appeared sedate compared to the other men, but he must be dangerous because he made even them step aside. Everybody in the shop thought the same thing and turned not to look at him. The man in the suit looked around and found the menu on the wall. The proprietor walked up to him hesitantly. "Hey, waiter. Yes? Is anything bothering you, sir? You have this seasonal dessert, sweet something or other today?" "Huh? Oh, no, actually, we aren't running that today, but, well, if you insisted, then we could make it specially for you. If you're not selling it, you're not selling it. I'll come back some other day." Oh, this is great. Okay, this atmosphere went down. "Hi, Kasai." God damn. Well, there goes that. Oh my god. Mood lifted even more than besides that. "He said he'd make it for you. Take this off for him. We came all the way here." The girl seemed to be the only one who couldn't read the heavy atmosphere in the shop, and she came in laughing cheerfully. It was Mion Sonozaki's twin sister, Shion. Again. Look, you see this? This is exactly another reason why. Like, she's great. Look at this. Look at this scenario right in front of you. Look at this scenario. It's amazing. It's amazing to fucking witness the complete other mood shift, honestly, just from that. All from that. That's amazing. That's practically just... it's ingenious, apparently. Just a complete bounce, skips it over, just all that, while Kasai just menacingly just, stares around the room, just while she's having a merry old time, okay, let's get some dessert, actually, now. Shion pushed Kasai into the store while he hesitated. She looked at the girl who was sitting down and stopped in her tracks. "Huh? Oh, it's you! Hello! Reina-san, how are you doing?" Oh, Shi-chan? I'm surprised to see you here. I don't think you frequent these kind of places often." "Huh? Are you here by yourself? You waiting for someone? Is it my sis? Or maybe could it be Kei-chan?" Shi-chan, who is this? I'm just curious now we're actually getting a third-person perspective of this. If, we're actually getting perspective shifts. On a mass scale now. Okay, we're in third-person mode from this whole chapter instead of just Reina's. Okay, the first couple were God damn it, where is this going? Where the heck is this all going? What, you're gonna tell me that at some point we're just gonna go, next chapter, instead of being around Keiichi or Reina, is gonna go all halfway across the goddamn nation of Japan or across town? No, the next chapter is all gonna be about across the entire Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean and across the entire world. The next chapter that exists across the entire Milky Way galaxy. Where does it end? Where does it goddamn end? Are you talking about Kasai here? He's my bodyguard. You'll protect me if my life is in danger, won't you? I'll give my life for your sake, if that's what you want me to do. Wow. Kasai, if you were 20 years younger, I might have fallen for you. Okay. It looks scary, but he's a really funny guy. This is Reina Ryugu-san. She's his friend. My name is Kasai. Nice to meet you. Kasai-san? Do you know the people who just walked past you? Kasai nodded, indicating that he was familiar with them. Who are they? I've never seen them before. The man is Teppei Hojo, a skunk of a human being. Shion seemed to know who he was when she heard the name Hojo. Well, obviously. Completely obviously. And the woman? Rina Mamiya. I believe that's her business name. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, okay. Rina's oh, I guessed right. That's the code name. Her real name is Ritsuko Mamiya, I think. Okay, she literally just changed her first name only. Okay. She's a hostess at a Flower Road. Kasai-san, do you know what he is to her? It looks like a couple to me. Hojo's Rina's pimp. Yeah, I kind of figured. They're very, very bad people, so you should never get involved with them. How bad are they? Reina pressed him for an answer. Kasai seemed to back down a little from that pressure. It's more courteous to stay out of a woman's private affairs. How bad are they? Please don't ask. How bad are they? Answer me, Kasai! Slant fist on table. Let me know now! The only person who can actually probably get bend back at Kasai is just someone who's close to him. Any of the twins. Reina kept asking the same question until she got an answer. She had to sense how desperate Reina was and cut into the conversation. Kasai, why don't you just tell her? I don't think she's asking out of curiosity. Am I right, Reina-san? Honestly, also the background with the cars were in the background actually makes things a bit more tense. Honestly, it's good. There was tension developing between Reina and Kasai. She didn't seem to be the only one who couldn't read the mood. Kasai finally opened his mouth. They're both skunks, really. I've heard that they make a living by gambling and blackmailing people. I also heard that they set up badger games. What's a badger game? Well, a badger game is like a marriage fraud. Ew. I never heard of badger game, but I'm okay. A woman finds a catch, a man who has money, and begins a relationship with him. And her boyfriend shows up and catches them in the act, blames the guy for stealing his girlfriend, and then blackmails him for money. First, the woman makes him buy expensive stuff for her, and then she and her boyfriend take all his money. There's a rumor that she's got herself a big catch recently. Wow. Whoever that is, I'm sorry for him. Well, the guy has some fun with her, too. I guess he gets what he deserves. That's a little harsh, Shion-san. Yeah, apparently. Man sometimes falls for women very easily. Oh, really? I wonder whom you fell for. Waiter, bring the dessert to us, please. Wait, where did she go? She just took her leave. Okay. Reina was already gone. The door, which had just been closed, looked as if it was the only thing that knew where she went. The door slammed shut behind her. Oh boy. Okay, now we're back here, okay. When I got home, the door was locked. I used my key to get in, and I found a note in the living room. Something's come up, so I had to go. I'm gonna eat out tonight, is what the note said. This wasn't the first time he'd done something like this. I have a feeling of ominous written all over my face right now. Each time, he only told me he had to go to Okinonomiya for something. I knew the real reason because I heard him talking on the phone once. Rina-san must have had some free time between jobs and asked him out to have dinner together. I heaved a sigh and looked at the new living room I hated and went to my room. I thought back over what I just heard at the coffee house. I tried to rationalize the meaning of her actions there. Maybe she had to pretend to be a bad person because she was being threatened by the man. No, she was also pushed in the contract too, so no. After the man she called Tekchen left the table, she continued to threaten the guys and push them into signing the loan contract immediately. Yeah. If she was starting to play along with the man, she wouldn't have done that. If she was pretending to be a bad person, she could have shown a little bit of mercy or sympathy when he left her alone with them. It's like holding water in a bowl you made with your hands. But how sturdy you made the bowl, water would leak from your fingers. Mercy and sympathy would leak out from you. But nothing. Not even a drop of water leaked from Rina-san. Her hands weren't even moist, they were all dried up. There was no water that could leak through those hands. Like a sponge. Literally here is actually the good metaphor here, honestly. A money sponge. Rina-san was threatening those guys as much as the man was. Neither was leading the other along. They were doing it together. That was it. Rina-san is a bad person. Time to get the shears out! My brain cells accepted the idea with applause. Woo, you finally did it! You finally caught up, apparently. After all, I always hated Rina-san. Just couldn't accept the feeling because my father liked her. That moment, I can finally accept it. She's a bad person, just like my mother. She's an existence that would ruin everything and destroy my father's happiness just by being with them. Well, she's blackmailing him, do it right back. Blackmail her even harder, twice as harder. But make sure you're safe from all that, but since you're involved with those dudes, oh god. what to do from there. Okay, you could ask him, Shion for extra help and all that. In a certain way, like talking to Kasai, like ask for help and all that. But there's that too. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder if my father would understand that Rina-san is a bad person. I told him so. My father likes her so much that he would jump over a cliff if she asked him to. He thinks everything she does or says is great, and he interprets everything about her in a positive way. If you don't say anything, it almost feels like a complete, utter, like, repeat of what happened last time. He protects her and praises her without her asking him to. I'm not a kid anymore. I understand how a woman can tame a man. It's different from love. Love is trying to build a relationship. Taming is just a way of satisfying the lust to dominate. She's just trying to make him into her slave. Women can deceive men. Even my father. They can use dirty methods to ensnare men like they're following a manual. It's the weak point all men are born with. Not all. With a strong will, they can't resist it. That's why we hate the women who exploit that weak point to deceive men. That's why I couldn't bring myself to like Rina-san. Or I just had that weird off feeling, honestly, to her. For the sake of argument, let's assume I acknowledge an unreciprocated love like that. But that would only be as long as it was love. If it wasn't love, if it was just a method to threaten and squeeze money out of him, I'd never forgive her. I remember their conversation in the coffee house. Rina-san said that my father isn't a big spender, but I think he spends more money without hesitation than before he met Rina-san. I was happy that he started regaining interest in going out into the world again, but now I don't know whether I should be happy or not. Mixed feelings. Let's go with that. Mixed feelings. He controls the money of the Ryugu family overall, but since I do the grocery shopping, Captain gives me his bank book so that I can withdraw money. Because of that, I know where he keeps his bank book, his personal seal, and other important stuff. They're enormous drawers, which he usually locks. I know where he hides the key, and I know the combination of the cash box to the drawer. He might be coming back soon, so I felt a little nervous. I had to make sure. I opened the cash box, which had some bank books, personal seals, stamps, and unused postcards. Is there, like, a record of some money to take out for today? I moved everything from the cash box to get the bank books, and I found something new. The bottom of the box was a bundle of new 10,000 yen bills. Its thickness was something I could ignore. This little paper wrapper looked like I'd been bundling the bills. The wrapper had a stamp that said it was a bundle of 1,000,000 yen. He usually kept some cash at home because it was troublesome to go to the bank every time he needed money, but it was usually around 100,000 to 200,000 yen at most. He had never kept such a big amount of money at home before because he knows it's unsafe. The extraordinary amount of 10,000 yen bills was abnormally intimidating. I tried to open the bank book, but my fingers got numb all of a sudden. I probably trying to deny the things I heard at the coffee house. I mean, it wasn't because I wanted to defend my father, even Rina-san, because I didn't want to believe my father was the husband in Hinamizawa the blackmailers are talking about. I opened the bank book. The last time I saw it was about 2 or 3 months ago. It shows countless withdrawals since that day. I probably wouldn't normally understand what those numbers meant, but I felt in that moment as if the 10 different digits were speaking to me. They were a series of cruel digits. It starts with some understandable expenses that I assume represent dinners or something. Then the amount of money starts to become nice round numbers, like a 5 or a 10, like each stroke of the pen, each curve of it honestly just makes it even worse. You can tell by looking at the dates he withdrew some money that he wanted to have a certain amount of cash in hand when he went out with Rina-san. One of those expenses, a big number appeared all of a sudden. It was too much money to spend on a date. Hundreds of thousands of yen. Oh, is that... Oh boy, did she actually already get to... Oh, good God. All the money that I'm, Oh boy, playing to extort from him, okay. I looked at the day of the withdrawal and I traced it back to my memory. I remembered... At the time, Rina-san was talking about moving into a new apartment. Okay, this is something different, but an apartment. An apartment of all things. I know the market rate of rental apartments in Okinomiya. You need to put down 2 safety deposits and 2 payments of key money in order to rent an apartment. My God. That amount of withdrawals sounded reasonable now. You paid the whole down payment for a new apartment. That big numbers appeared one to another. I could tell they were for congratulatory gifts for a new apartment or something. Numbers got bigger and bigger. It looked like at first he was withdrawing only the amount of money needed, but then he started withdrawing big amounts all at once because he knew he was going to use it someday anyway. The change meant only one thing. He lost a sense of value of money. Oh boy. The balance kept going down, and I started feeling anxious about what's going to happen if we continued spending money like that. But then, I saw a deposit of a big amount of money into the account. Where did that money come from? There's only one thing I could think of. I opened the other bank book. It was easy, like a puzzle for kids. Oh no. Oh god, he's going into loan sharking, isn't he? It's like playing with an easy jigsaw puzzle that comes with huge pieces that you don't even have to put together to see what the whole picture looks like. My father was using money from his time deposits. Time deposits? In other words, the settlement my mother paid my father when she divorced him. Oh. To him, it's cursed money. I understand if he wanted to use it to get a new love, but that was just an excuse to use the money from his time deposits. Money is money. Even though it's divorce alimony, it's still important money for our future. Even though it's cursed money to him, that doesn't mean he can waste it. Big expenses start appearing one after another. There were many expenses, upwards of 6 digits. For some reason, I could immediately tell they were for buying electric appliances and furniture. He must have been buying everything she asked him to. If from the beginning, Rina-san was only seeing to check if he can end up being a big catch, she must have been trying to find out how much money she could squeeze out of him. Okay, well, the fishing metaphor seemed to apply very much more here. Very much more here. Okay. And my father bought her anything she wanted. Know how expensive it was, so she probably thinks of him as the perfect catch now. Numbers in the bank book told me so. The simple numbers and dates in the bank book had started talking to me. From the time he started withdrawing big amounts of money, Rina's son started coming to the house more often. She also started spending the night. Okay, well, everything is so traceable just from this little record. Oh, nice, oh, nice. To Rina-san, my father was at first just a guy who spends big money. But around that time, she landed her big catch, didn't she? My father used to refer to her as my friend in Okonomiya at first, but he started referring to her as Rina-san around that time. It probably changed for her around the same time then too, apparently. This is partially his fault. I mean, how could he foresee it happening, honestly? But he was betrayed by his beloved wife, and he was feeling hurt down for a long time. Well, oh wait, no, you're looking at it that way. Oh, no, actually, you're right, actually. It's the same kind of logic I use of for, like, people, like, spending so much money on, I guess, like, streamers and all that. I kind of laugh at that. I guess in hindsight now it makes sense. It is kind of his fault, yeah, actually. I thought you were going about... I thought you were going a whole fact about him, he couldn't, like, it's his fault he couldn't see coming, which, which early on, I don't, like, blame him. But, if it's went to this long and this extent, yeah, kind of his fault entirely of him, either being, you know, I guess persuaded and all that to change it up, I guess, a bit, or spend some more, honestly. Oh, boy. Oh, God, I can actually just imagine her, I can literally just imagine her trying to oodle up closer and, butter him up even more. And if not that, then, it was all on him. It was all on him. I don't know which is worse. It's also partially my fault. That's why I didn't want to blame him. And he's not that good looking either. Okay, that came out of fucking nowhere then. There's no way he's immune to women. He must not have been able to resist an attractive lady who aggressively approached him when he was feeling down. He's crazy about Rina-san, and he could see nothing other than her. I can't blame him, because Rina-san trained to be that way. I put the bank books and other things back into the cash box. This cash box is my father's heart. Rina-san is eating up the contents. What should I do? Think, Reina Ryugu. Should I tell him about Rina-san's scheme? No, that probably wouldn't do anything. Hope on taming animals that I won't run away from its owner even when the door is wide open. My father probably wouldn't leave his cage open if I opened the door. Should I confront Rina-san about her plot when he's out with her? Or does also probably be the same? Rina-san would run behind his back. Oh, I'm probably... Oh, yep, tell her about it. Oh, boy. Okay, then. It's gonna be us versus them sort of thing. Oh, boy. He'd probably try to protect her. He pressed her breast against his back. He'd protect her no matter what. I couldn't make this a problem between me and him. First of all, I was trying to get rid of Rina-san for his sake. If we got mad at each other, it would give the advantage to Rina-san. I feel like I was putting myself into her trap. Okay, then. Well, obviously, actually the best thing would be, honestly, to talk to, literally go to Kasai-san, like, and if even if you don't know his number, literally just go and talk to Mion, or like try to find Shion, like phone her and all that, and like make that little phone call and all that to like find somebody to talk to him again. It's not easy, so that's the next best thing if you can't talk to either of them. Thinking about it even more, because like, yeah, thinking about it honestly, it's one of those situations where is he sunk this much time into it? It's like the sunk cost fallacy again, or the gamer's fallacy. Basically, you put so much time and effort into the relationship that I don't want to let go right now. And you feel like you could probably even see the whole even see like what he's doing technically speaking. He probably wouldn't want to what is the word? What is the word I'm thinking of? Want to give up on it so easily and try to salvage it, maybe, possibly. Eh. That or oh god, we'll get it figured out like, oh, that's so far, and probably get him like a slap Rain again, or like maybe something a bit worse, honestly, if things got led too far. I don't get that kind of vibe from how Raina talks about him, but it kind of can go there. Like, not to very extreme like Tepe was, but just small steps, but nothing else, I don't think. Then that meant I couldn't make him do anything. If I couldn't make him break up with Rina-san, I had to talk to Rina-san directly. Well, like, well, obviously, if you're gonna talk to Rina-san alone again, you'd have some kind of insurance, like maybe use that conversation that you heard in the diner and things like that. If you left it to hurry from when Kasai entered the door and like told him all to leave, then she probably didn't notice you, so maybe you can use like the conversation against her. Wait, no, that won't work. That won't work. Actually, that wouldn't work, because from the sound of like how she like talked to those two men, like even if like people like knew that she was a loan sharker and all that, like helping things along, that's not really using like anything above for like blackmail and kind of some insurance. And you try to like bring this up to him. The only kind of way you would use this kind of insurance is like if you like threaten to like, go to someone else about this, but because they have legal contracts, they can't go to the police with it. And I'm gonna try telling your dad this. It'll be getting the whole thing of run behind his back, and your mean little daughter is bullying me. No knows how dare she? We were being so nice to each other, spending so much time with her and all that. I was trying to be nice to your daughter, but now this is how she portrays me. Are you gonna take that sitting down, my love? Oh god, I can actually see that. Okay. So yeah, literally the only thing you can think of then is just go to Kasai then. If I couldn't make him break up with Rina-san, I had to talk to Rina-san directly. Instead of making my father fight, I had to fight in his place. But how? That guy, Kasai-san, who was a Shi-chan today, seemed to know the man Rina-san was with. I wonder if I can somehow meet him again. He looks scary, but I was introduced to him as a friend of Mi-chan. Mi-chan has a lot of power around here. There's no way he would treat me badly. I wonder if you could tell Rina-san the man to back off my father. That helped me a lot. But I didn't know how I can meet him again. I could ask Mi-chan for help, but I don't want her to know about my situation. This is a problem with the Ryugu family. This is nobody's business but mine. And yeah, this is a battle that I have to fight alone. I regretted my parents' divorce. I wept about the tragedy I could have prevented if I had. I wasn't going to weep this time. I wasn't going to let the chance slip away. This time, I would fight for my happiness. Okay, then. Oh, that's the end of the chapter. Okay, then. Alright. Holy shit. Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting it to go from, oh, property estimate. Oh, wow, we're gonna learn about economics and taxes and all through this. Okay. Okay. We're gonna learn about taxes and economics. Come on, children, let's learn about this all right now. Oh my god. Okay, I wasn't expecting this chapter to go from talking about I guess like Reina like like having issues like just like communicating with her dad and all of that to a literal cheating episode. Well, again, happening twice again. At least I like kind of figured out about it was gonna be her again. And she did have those she already did have those slight negative qualities about her. But if anything, I'm thinking about that would appear later, not now. Okay then, wasn't expecting him to come to this way anyway like that. Okay. All right. So tell me about property estimates and tell me about all these old dang old property taxes. Dear Ritsuko Mamiya-sama, Mamiya, Executive Housing Corporation. Attached estimate. We thank you for your past visits and inquiries to our office. We've included the estimate for the property you inquired about. Basic information. Property name, Palace of Versailles, room 707. Versailles, that sounds very vaguely familiar. Property code, 14M 1421. Property type, modern condominium. I'm assuming? Layout, 2LDK. Address, Shishibone City, Kawacho Chuchome. Transportation, Blank Lane, Kogura Station, 5 minutes on foot. Cost, 49,800,000 yen. Maintenance fee, 20,000 yen. Other, southeast corner room elevator floor. Condominium fitness club membership included. Thank you for your interest in this property. The area around Kogura Station is a prime real estate zone for luxury condominiums, along with future planned developments. The real estate values in and around the Kogura Station are expected to rise, and this property is not an exception. Okay, then, well, she sunk her fangs in real deep and sucking the blood dry. As a result, many prospective buyers are interested in this property. Hence, we'd like for you to understand that the selection process for this property will be done via lottery. Also, we also offer celebrity member preferential treatment, granting highly improved chances through additional lottery entries. Oh, good God, it's literally just gambling with it's gambling with real estate. Please, feel free to inquire with our agents for more details. Executive Housing Corporation. Celebrity Account Manager, Kawabata. Okay, then. But, alright. Okay. So, they put, like, that much money into just that whole place. And for what I know about I guess, transferring over 1,000,000 of yen to, US money, it's technically around a couple thousand. Possibly more, actually, thinking about it. But, oh god, that's so much money, then. Holy goddamn shit. Okay, then, so... Okay, if I think of, like, some sort of plan, then okay. I mean, from the sound of it, Reina does not want, I guess, her friends, like, Mia and all of them, to know about her situation because, like, that's kind of a reputation she has so far. Keiichi didn't help at all, thinking about it now, about, that past of, like, wow, you're good here, Reina, like, nothing bad can happen to Hinamizawa, there's no misfortune happening here at all, wow, we judgy willikers, if something bad happened here, then I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Probably cry. Okay, but she can't speak to Mia, and then, well, by that recollection, then, she wouldn't be able to talk to Shion then, too, because they're close as well. So, I mean, she can't really phone, like, call Mia and ask about Kasai then. I guess the same way with Shion then. So what exactly what is Reina planning then exactly if I'm met with them if she's gonna be able to? Then she's gonna wait around the same coffee shop and wait until he appears again? Or literally trying to find find every single place where a Yakuza member would, like, frequent all that, whether it's, good or bad, apparently. Okay, then. And if, like, she's gonna talk to Rina about something like that, again, like I mentioned, is that some kind of insurance, or, like, she's really forgoing the plan to, actually talk directly, which doesn't, no, that wouldn't make any sense either. Like, what exactly do you plan to use from that? Because like everything I think of would go to the very first the former plan and outcome of that Reina brought up of trying to attack Rena directly. Would bring her to hide behind Reina's dad. So that must mean she just must have something up her sleeve. So either she's actually going to try to find Kasai, actually, then either find him again, actually, and then move on from there, or simply gather intel on Rena best she can, actually, and use it against her in some way. Because, like, yeah, actually thinking about, yeah, actually, like, no matter what I could think of in a way, I think, there's no way you can use any of the conversation in the coffee shop against her, really. Unless you can find some way to dig up dirt about Tepe Hojo and also mix things up with that, but that seems outside of the informational web scope of a preteen and a few towns over is able to comprehend, honestly. Especially if you don't have network like Mion and Sozaki family has into that level. So that's not gonna work either. Okay then. The only thing I think of is like she'll go to Kasai then, or like yeah, the intel thing. It's one of those two. Has to be one of those two. But I mean, if I was probably in her position around that time, probably just like try to find Kasai again. Like if like you can't really phone a friend because like she's just going to toxic positivity a tiny bit of she can't really she can't really like talk to everyone else on this because like she's built as that kind of outlook from everyone else, and oh god, I'm getting reminded again of oh god, like her whole thing about her situation being not comparable to anyone else's because everyone else has like quote unquote has it like definitely has it worse than her, which I guess in some way actually I feel it is true, but like man, it's gotta suck even more then. Okay then, I think I'll just leave things off right here then. Okay then. So like I guess we'll figure out whatever Reina's plan is in the very end then and see how she comes forward from there then. Whether she goes to blackmail Rena or goes hard to Kasai first, or probably both or one or two at a time. I guess we'll figure all that out and much more for next time. So, hope you have a fun time watching as I am playing this. Hope to see you next time, what time that may be, and I y'all hope a fantastic day.